Hi, I'm Steve Younis. Welcome to the Speeding Bulletin, your Superman news video recapping the events of the week April 1st to April 7th, 2016. Our top news stories this week included Batman v Superman makes over $700 million in just 2 weeks, the Smallville TV series is headed to Hulu, and Iron Studios unveils their 1/6 scale Superman vs. Doomsday battle diorama. Let's check out these stories and more in this week's Speeding Bulletin. In movie news, while Batman v Superman saw a dip in ticket sales in its second week, the movie still remained number one at the US box office and jumped to over $700 million at the box office worldwide. While many assume that Michael Shannon had returned to the role of General Zod to film the brief scenes in which Lex Luthor acquires the dead body of General Zod, the fact is that this was all achieved through the creation of a body cast and the magical work of Studio ADI. A video was released online showing the making of the two ultra-realistic replicas created for the movie. On the night of Thursday, March 31st, Conan O'Brien welcomed the cast of Batman v Superman, including Amy Adams, Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Jesse Eisenberg, Diane Lane, Lawrence Fishburne, Gal Gadot, Holly Hunter, and director Zack Snyder. You can watch the whole episode online at teamcoco.com. IGN.com caught up with Jesse Eisenberg recently to ask him about Lex Luthor's motivations in Batman v Superman.
I think Lex becomes increasingly unhinged throughout the movie, and I also think he's a guy with like 40 backup plans, and so when one thing doesn't work out, he has another, and if that doesn't work out, he's another, and which is why I think he never feels like that threatened by Superman and Batman, because he knows he always has the kind of leverage.
Concept artists Vance Kovacs and Victor Martinez both shared a number of images online this week showing concept art and alternate designs for characters and scenes from Batman v Superman, including some early concept sketches for the Superman Memorial statue. Harvey's fast food restaurants in Canada are offering fans a chance to win the ultimate hideout in their Batman v Superman promotion. Buy a large 32-ounce drink from Harvey's for a chance to win a prize pack, which includes a big screen TV, gaming console and games, gaming chair, sound system, headphones and mini fridge. Plus 1 in 3 cups instantly wins a food prize. Check out the Harvey's website for further details. Reports are plans are in place for a standalone Superman movie. They just need to find the time and the right script for it to happen. Henry Cavill told IGN, "I do believe it depends upon the success of Batman v Superman. If this goes well, then we can start negotiating with Warner Brothers to develop a standalone Superman, but they've got their plans set out for other stuff and Justice Leagues and various other movies, so it's about finding the time really. It's something I'd be very keen to do." Interestingly, The Hollywood Reporter posted a news item in which Warner Brothers has announced that it's not only moving up the release date of Wonder Woman from June 23rd to June 2nd, 2017, but that they've also now set dates for 2 previously unannounced DC Comics films for October 5th, 2018 and November 1st, 2019. Could one of these be a standalone Superman movie? Fingers crossed. In TV news, CBS released a new promo video for the 19th episode of Season 1 of Supergirl, titled Myriad. In this episode, Kara must find a way to free her friends when Non and Indigo use mind control to turn National City citizens into their own army. This episode is scheduled to air on CBS on Monday, April 11th at 8 p.m. Hulu has acquired exclusive US subscription streaming rights to Smallville, along with other shows in a multi-year pact with Warner Brothers. Smallville will be added to the streaming service later this year. In comic book news, Dan Jurgens is taking over the writing duties on Action Comics when the flagship Superman title returns to its original numbering with issue 957, kicking off the new rebirth era of the DC Universe. DCComics.com has published an interview with the writer to fill us in on what we can expect. He said, "If you've been reading Superman Lois and Clark, then you've seen that we've brought back the pre-Flashpoint Superman. He's married to Lois Lane, they have a young son named John, and we find out they've been here for years living in secrecy. This new Action Comics is us fully integrating them into the world of Metropolis and the world of Superman in general." The 1993 edition of Newstime magazine, which was released to mark the death of Superman in the comic books, is now available to read digitally. Following the Man of Steel's defeat by Doomsday, DC issued this standalone edition of Newstime magazine to show how news of his fall shook Metropolis and the world to its core. Purchase it now for just $1.99 from readdcentertainment.com. You can also grab it for your Kindle and iBooks. There was just one comic book for us to review this week, and that was Justice League of America number 8, which was reviewed by Jeremiah Ball, who gave it a 3 out of 5, saying, "Unfortunately, this issue is a bit simplistic." Superman comics available this week from April 6th include Adventures of Supergirl Chapter 6 digital comic has been available since April 4th. Injustice Year 5 Chapter 16 digital comic has been available since April 5th. Injustice Gods Among Us Year 5 number 7 print edition. Justice League Darkseid War Special number 1, which is available in a Neil Adams variant cover, and the Batman side of the triptych cover. Superman number 51, which is also available in a variant cover. Superman The Coming of the Superman number 3. DC Comics Bombshells Chapter 38 digital comic will be available April 8th. Superman Emperor Joker trade paperback. And Superman Volume 1 Before Truth hardcover. Snuggle up with these great Batman v Superman throws, blankets and bedding accessories. Get your Batman v Superman Battle Armor Twin Full Quilt Set for $46.36. Or how about the Batman v Superman Silky Soft Throw for just $26.99. These and other great Batman v Superman collectibles are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman Homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. In other news, Iron Studios has unveiled their upcoming 1/6 scale Superman vs. Doomsday battle diorama designed by Ivan Rice. This limited edition hand-painted polystone statue will be released in the second half of 2016 and will sell for around $1,000 US. DC Entertainment and Warner Brothers Consumer Products has partnered with Random House Books for young readers to bring 4 of the most iconic characters to life. Random House has brought on a super league of writers to do the characters justice, all of their New York Times best-selling authors. There will be a book on Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman and Catwoman. The books will be released in that order, starting with Wonder Woman in August 2017, a month after the planned release of the Wonder Woman movie. The Superman homepage Super Trivia Quiz has been updated for another month. The 3 questions we're asking you this time around are: which 1943 cartoon character becomes a Superman-like hero to defeat the villain known as Cottontail Smith? What is the name of Daffy Duck's imagined villain in the 1956 Looney Tunes cartoon Stupiduck? And which of the Brady Bunch children does Clark Kent first befriend in the Brady Kids cartoon from 1972? If you think you know the answers to all 3 questions, come by the site now to submit your entry. That's all the news there was for the week April 1st to April 7th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Great Scott. I'm Scotty V. Thanks for watching. So here's the reason I think maybe so many people are torn on this movie. So many critics, although most of them are just internet people who are writing a review, just like you could do, or I could do, or anybody could do. I feel like you're only a professional reviewer if you're actually getting paid professionally to do it, and it's your job. I haven't looked into it, I don't know what the chances are, but a lot of what I'm hearing from people who did love the movie is that a lot of the people who are paid professional critics are somehow on Disney's payroll, and therefore they're paid by Disney to purposely say they didn't like the movie. I'm not sure what the logistics of that are, or how that could actually happen, but if there are a bunch of Marvel shills, then you're going to get those bad reviews. And then what I think is, people are so conditioned to what a superhero film should be because of Marvel over all these years, that if it doesn't play into the typical happy-go-lucky, feel-good formula, where every Marvel movie sort of plays the same way, then people feel weird about it, and they don't know how to feel. And they go, well, that didn't feel like a superhero movie, because to the general movie audience, whatever they're shown in the theaters is what a superhero movie is supposed to be. And the Marvel movies have been the ones that have been holding that title for the longest amount of time. So when they see one of the DC ones, and DC's going for the darker, more gritty, more real-worldy type of a feel, it doesn't feel right to them. The other thing is, it's not a feel-good movie at all. There's no... I mean, it does end. They end victoriously. They end allies, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. They end saving the world together, and then Superman has to sacrifice himself because he realizes that they're never going to win. It just keeps getting stronger every time Wonder Woman injures it. And when they injured it with the nuclear missile. So when he kills himself, it's very down kind of a, ending. It's not like you can jump out of your seats and cheer. So when people walk away from this type of movie feeling a little bit down, I think they're supposed to. It's not a happy, although we do see the soil move at the end, and we as Superman fans know that in the Doomsday story, he was killed and came back, as did Doomsday, who was also killed and came back. Later on, they said Doomsday was never dead. He was just in some sort of regeneration state, which is kind of what Superman was in. I'm not sure how they're going to explain him coming back from the dead, but a lot of people don't understand that, and a lot of people didn't catch the dirt moving, and a lot of people just don't know how to feel. You're just kind of, So when you see this, and you go, well, yeah, but you're supposed to feel, let me do that again, and so you don't feel that, so it must be a bad movie. And I think people are confusing that with a bad ending to a movie, but not a bad ending movie-wise, but a bad ending in terms of how it ended. Just, well, that was kind of lousy. But not necessarily because it was badly done, just because it was not a happy ending. So when you get this very serious, very gritty, and kind of very dire things happening, you're not going to have a lot of heroes smiling, and one of the complaints is that Superman doesn't smile once in this movie. Untrue. He smiles when he goes to see Lois when he goes home to the apartment. He's going to cook for her, and then he climbs into the tub, which, by the way, he should not have done with his shoes on. I was on the school bus yesterday, and I heard some kids talking about Batman v Superman in the back, and one kid said, in Batman v Superman, guess what? He's talking to the other kids. This guy comes into this house where this woman is having a bath and she's naked, and he climbs right in with her. That's exactly the way he said it. So the glasses fooled him. I'm not sure what everybody's problem is. But that's why I think there's such a lot of the fans do really like it. I've talked to a lot of people on Facebook, on social media, and they've said it's good. I don't think it's the greatest movie of all time. It's not my favorite portrayal of all of these characters, but I think that they did an admirable job of getting them all together for the first time. And I think part of the reason it's being taken so hard is because of the material, because of the way it ends, and because of what happens in the movie. Thanks everybody for watching, and remember, always look up in the sky. Is your brother a nerf herder? Find out in 11.